listen.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I can't hear you.
We're starting.
Right. Yeah,
Don't rush the
playing this.
plastic.
We're good, we're good. Right, let's see how you guys play out on these mids.
Okay, listen, like, the first round, like, ignore anything I do, bro.
Alright, man. Be very careful on that roof, by the way. It's very easy demo spam, and then, you know, if they're on their roof, that's pretty easy. Bombing across is not very popular strategy, but it can work, so if you guys, like, really fuck with it, that can work, but it needs to be very nicely coordinated. You need to have, like, your demo kind of already walking across point, or your scout already in someone's face when you, like, leave the ground. Alright, so you're down 2 players. This gets really bad here if you, like, split your attention too much, but you're still keeping everything together. Wow, that guy's stupid. Alright, good. You guys are peeling this very, very well for outnumbers to set, and you're going to win this fight, too, because of it. Alright, nice, nice. Fantastic team fight. I actually can't stress that enough. Like, your scouts had good targeting, and nobody died from, like, the chain feeders, so really, really good. On this map, I think you guys already know this, you want to, like, set up 4 holds, like, immediately, like, as fast as you can. Okay, so when you do this, you want to have both your soldiers close, so don't be shy, whoever this guy is. Definitely play close. If you're not going to play close here, you should play here and do a cross spam with this soldier. The plus side of this is you can also help your demo and flank scout on the left side if things get really bad, but then you're not getting healed and getting all the nice DPM, and it's not being held as tight on right. Yeah, okay, they're flooding through left right here, so in this case, you're just going to kind of give it to them, see if someone overextends too quickly. They don't. Okay, cool. You get a kill on that doorway, but for when you're defending on King of the Hill, I think I talked to you guys about this when we were doing clear cut, maybe. But when you're defending, you want to try and not die unless you're getting huge value out of it, because your respawn time is a lot longer than the other teams. You live too. That's fantastic. Okay, your medic got really hurt because he didn't leave fast enough. You know what? That's okay. They are going to counter pop into you, so you guys are already being a little too jumping the gun here because you just know they're going to counter pop into you. Surprisingly, well, you lost both scouts. That's not good, actually. So yeah, you're gonna have to give them point and refight. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys should not really be actively be fighting this point when y'all have no scouts. Just your respawn times are fast. The rollout is fast. Just chill out back here and just throw some like darts at them. No need to like actively engage and try to fight people until you have 6. So chain feeding after that's kind of really bad. Are you gonna get your players? Be willing to wait just a minute, Parker, because at the same time, like, you're down a player and your teammates are not in position. Just wait until you get a foothold. Or, since you know the point is so heavily contested, what some people like to do, because you know the chance of your medic being bombed is kind of low in this situation, you could take your buff and peek right house if this guy was actually playing aggressive for a kill. Not like flood through right house, but just peek with your roamer, because if you, like, damage trade with this person with the beam, right, then your soldier gets to have this house, and then you get to leave him to have this house to do exactly what you did. But now, your demo man is ready to fight with you, and you have a soldier that has right house control that can spam with you. So instead of it's just you fighting the point by yourself with the beam, you have like 2 projectiles in like top tier positions to help you do exactly what you want. You eventually get there, but your team is all missynced with this. That can be really aids. You just need to play your health a lot better when edging point. You should also probably get tanked a little bit more. You want to almost pass the torch a little bit because this gets a bit tricky. Really, only one of you should be edging points, so it's like your demo can carpet you off and reload, and then you're capping point, and then when your demo wants to damage trade, you're as much as it'd be nice for you to edge the point, you're gonna kind of let your demo edge the point or damage trade as need be. Playing the spam game here, very good kill here. Glad you got that picked up. And then you get point. Perfect. Now your mindset needs to change when you get the point that you don't need to lose players here. You just need to kill as much time as possible. Your soldier bombs in for a force, and you get this force, which is good. This is kind of low percentage. There's 2 scouts sitting next to this guy, so I really hope that was not just a fuck it play, and that was at least a little bit communicated to your team. You're going to counter pop. It's going to be way better. That's fine. Just snag your free kill or 2. No need to overchase. Okay, yeah, those guys are hurt, so might as well grab them and leave. Alright, fantastic. You can kind of lightly forward hold, but you can't do a whole lot right now. Yeah, your soldier should be like right here. If you're ever down a soldier and you're still trying to forward hold, like leave this doorway be. Your demo should probably be more passive in that situation so he doesn't get shot in the back, and then your scout should be playing with your pocket soldier top right. Yeah, see, no one's holding this door, so that was. I'm assuming this is your roamer, so whenever your pocket's dead and you're trying to do like a light forward hold this doorway top right, they're just gonna flood through. Not. What a surf! Oh my Jesus, bro! All right.
It was okay, I guess.
All right, you traded. Oh, I mean, he was so caught out. His reaction time was really bad because as soon as the scout walked through and started. I didn't know if you actually were hating or not, but as soon as their scout ran through, I don't know if your medic's here or not. Him and Parker should start instantly backing off, because unless Parker just like 2 or 3 shots that guy, exactly that's going to happen, and they're just going to flood through, because your scout could be spinning, but they're still all going to flood through, and you can't really, shoot more than one person at a time. Good denial on that guy. That guy goes behind. Okay. This is where you really need to like make sure this guy doesn't.
I actually knew he was going to do that, but.
You knew he was going to do that, but your team just didn't react fast enough to it. I'm not sure if you were calling that or if someone else was, but someone should be like ringing the alarm bell so you all don't back up the same doorway into that guy. But that was also just like comical timing. Like if he runs that same play again like another 10 times in a row, that shit is not happening. Just in reality, if you guys actually knew about it, that's not happening. If he did that 10 more times in a row, he's not getting more than like 1 rocket off. This is okay. Like you know you're gonna lose the fight, so and you got the meta kill, so you're just kind of chain feeding onto the point to kill time. You get another. You pick up another kill. All right, cool. You're gonna wait for all of your players here. Yeah, that guy bucks off real fast. You're really hell-bent on like jumping this rooftop, bro, when the demo man and the scout could so easily crush you, and you're not really feeling the repercussions of it until right this moment. Alright, yeah, this is the big thing. There's a little bit of a miscommunication between you and your demo, because you guys are playing the opposite lane so that you can get point time, that's fine. But at the same time, like, you should have like when you're playing demo and you have the stickies, you can shoot both lanes without like hugging your scout, right? So you should almost kind of be playing in a way where you're sitting between your medic and your scout, not too close. So in the event where this demo tries to wrap and like do this to you guys, you can just put stickies at his feet and force their scout to pick up the dog shit and shoot at your stickies that are just cooked on the floor. All right, yeah, your team gets pushed back into this corner at this point. You guys should have left. There's no. Yeah, it's a relatively even fight, but if it's actually so bad to where you're actually all pushed up here, just rotate to a different door. I don't know how you guys even got up to this point if your demo just had poor ammo management. Your medic definitely ate spam. That's probably part of the reason why you backed up, but in the best case, right? Something that's going to help make sure the situation doesn't happen again or is a little bit more alleviated is get in the habit of backing up through this doorway where both your scouts on, where tdon and Parker are. This is like so much safer. You already play in this doorway if you're at like full disad and you have the point on defense anyway, so you should play this point. Because kiting into there makes your life easier. Hell, kiting into yard would even be better, but honestly, that's still almost as bad as this. So generally, if your team gets in the habit of kiting together in front of this door and into yard, you'll avoid this little situation here that's about to happen. All right, you guys are selling. Well, I mean, you're really good at killing their medic every time something goes poorly for your team. That's awesome salvaging. that will keep you in the game. Like even if you play like a team above, like a division or two above you guys, if you're really good at doing that, that keeps your head above water to like get a lot of opportunities. Yo, that is some psychopath behavior running across the point like that. All right. Oh, yo, that's even more psychopath behavior. Good cleanup kill. All right. Yeah. Your dude is getting shoved in left house so badly, and you don't have any help. If your roamer's not going to be playing this right house, which is okay, or like not doing it initially until you're trying to hold something, you can have one of your scouts be playing with that pocket on left side. If that needs to be your flank scout, that can be okay. Something I did on pocket scouts sometimes, and you'll see sometimes done, is in situations where, especially start of mid fights when the point's locked anyway and you're doing absolutely nothing, it's just kind of ghosting your dude and even kind of using him a little bit as bait. So if they like fight him 2v1, you can just clean up right behind him. If he does any bit of damage, you just net those free kills. This guy's behind it. It would honestly be better if you all like were committed to turning around and killing him right now, because this guy is gonna get a little something here. Yeah, yeah. I no need to try and be aggressive for your soldier and your scout here, because they have to come to you. They have full Uber advantage. They have to come to point. You are ticking down time, so you dying for anything on their half of the map, like in chain succession, is not going to be good. Okay, and then no one's walking through medic. Okay. They use Uber. Okay, all right, you got the force. You know, a little scrappy, but you got the force. So that point, well, actually, looks like one of you still fighting. Your soldiers, all right, your soldier's behind. I don't know if he's gonna live behind though. He gets a kill. That guy 1v1'd him instead of just asking for a teammate to help him. That's wild. Okay. Okay, this is a good situation. They're down one and they have two people turned to it. So you going straight to point is gonna be actually like doable. Yeah, you guys got eaten alive. Wow. 1-by-1 too. That did look favorable for you for a minute, but didn't pan out that way. Alright, let's see this next mid. That's very interesting that that's the second time in a row they've just decided to fast jump that, like, blind with no help, and now you guys are counteracting. Yep. Fantastic play. Whoever called that, very good. Good coordination on your flank there to get the kill. Now you don't have to play this as aggressively unless you have, like, players or excuse me, a huge amount of damage to work with. You can just kind of, like,
yeah, I called that play.
Pressuring them. Alright, nice.
Yeah, definitely.
It doesn't matter, just it was props to whoever called it, because that's a very common play, but even though it's a common thing and a lot of teams do it, it's not executed successfully.
I have to admit it. I called that play.
Alright, so you guys are going to have even Ubers. There's a couple of... I just want to see how this pans out before I try to explain this. You're doing like a light forward hold, you're not actually holding close, you're just kind of spamming the doors. Alright, perfect. You get the call, you back up. Freest kill of your life. Okay, cool. As soon as you see their demo here, you probably should step off the point, but this right here is the perfect time to take this exchange right now. Your Uber might be a little worse because you're popping first. Big air quotes on that. But the big thing here is if you walk into their team right now and pop, this gives you superior positioning in post-fight, because when you're popping on their side of the map, you're making them split because there's 3 people sitting right next to those 1 medic, right? In this case, you can probably make this a pocket scout solo, maybe flash your demo or soldier if you have to, and you use the last bit of your Uber to run away, and you almost want to try and bait them into you. When you do this, your nice friends in these houses actually get to kind of be relaxed a little bit, versus, let's say, if you were to respect them right now and let them take space and get on point, then you're popping on point, and then you're ending your Uber on your side. Or the worst case situation where if they run across and then just have the entire of the Uber on your side, and they get to do exactly that. Or they'll just force to their demo man. Alright. Or force their demo about to die. Alright, no need to overchase. You don't want to die here. If you get a kill, that's great, but you have point. Damn, they didn't even get very far. All right, you guys should already have set up a fort hold. Your forward holds have to be set up real quick in this case. You want to get everyone as healthy as possible and propped up as fast as possible. If you're playing against a team that shoves left a lot too, you should probably have that soldier be playing right here so he can cross spam here, but then he can peek his head and shoot here. Something that is very popular too with good decent teams is your demo will do a decent bit of damage, like a lot, like pipe a few things, and then a soldier can bomb, like to follow up on the damage, because it's like a little death pit right there that he's making. Yeah, oh, yo, wow, alright, that's awesome. Although you probably should have baited out a little bit better, because there wasn't as much damage as it could have been, but you live. That's what really matters there. Most other people would die. Right, there's no Ubers involved in this situation. We're giving them quite a lot of respect for no Ubers. I know you backed up and you do have hurt players, but at the same time, you have to put at least a little bit of drawback. Even if you're not actually putting drawback, something your demo can do is like, after you give up that left fort hold, instead of just trying to keep single deading on them, just throw some spare stickies on the edge of the point on your way out, like when backing up here, because you're going to have to reload your whole clip anyway. So instead of doing 2 extra 30 damage stickies to somebody that's just going to get that medium pack or get an arrow, if you put the sticks here, you're killing time, and then this also gives leeway to your scout to like tank the beam while you're reloading and just dance around. He doesn't even have to like do serious damage trading or put in a whole lot of effort. He just needs to maintain presence on point at 185, so that way they cannot just instant run down the clock the moment they take space from you. Your flank's busting through left. Okay, that's a very odd time to do so, because you're losing that fight. Or you're not losing the fight, you're losing point. Excuse me. If you like lurked in here and waited for them to cap point, and then you coordinated with your demo in to like put some hard pressure on them while you went behind, that would have been great timing. But
valid.
Okay, Uber exchange. This is good. I would have liked to see it where if you had your demo tanked and do a lot of damage first, and then he backed up, and then you ran forward with your scout and took a solo there, so it was a little bit cleaner. But this is still going to work out very well for you. Oh wow, they're all turning around for your soldier. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. That's wild. All right, you drop 2 for it, but you kill their medic and you get point. Beast mode. Nobody should be even thinking about leaving your medic side right now. Just high key. Alright, they don't go for any rep plays, so. Alright, they're flooding through bottom left. Where's your play? Okay, so you're about to have your play. You're about to have 6. Okay, cool. Big thing here is you now have a second objective. The King of the Hill objective is always just to be running down the clock to increase your lead, but now the second one is going to try and be to develop this Uber advantage. Kill handed you on a silver platter. Yup. All right, yeah. You guys do not need. It's like zombies, man. It's like you're playing fucking Left 4 Dead, Call of Duty. Just pick one. Like you don't need to go intercept the soldier. He's gonna come to you. Yes, if you just hit your shots, that guy wouldn't leave the ground. Your medic wouldn't be forced to surf, and he missed that surf, right? Like that's a little bit on him. But at the same time, you guys walked like out of position to like try and kill that guy. You know they are going to either pressure point with everything or they're going to do like a sack wave. So there's no reason for you to kind of like hold W to try, because even in the worst case situation or best case situation where you do just laser that guy to death, you're leaving left house exposed to a bomber because you're not looking there, right? Or if there's a scout lurking and then they just like beeline right past you as you're like trying to intercept that soldier. Because you're also a body. You're 100. You're both 185. You're both bodies you can put in front of your medic. That is just your ticket to winning right there. Because they do the 4-man that fails. You have an Uber exchange, and then you are fighting with 10 seconds, 5 seconds overtime, and they have 2.5 minutes to go. So that was a little bit of a sell on y'all's part. This can still work. You have a hider, but you can coordinate a lot of ways to do this. It's not one good way. All right, if you want to have someone hide in the corner, or you want to go for like a sack here or anything like that, that should be all together. Like when your tdon was sitting here in the corner, then nobody checked him. He's got a shiny hat on. Nobody checked him, which is awesome. But like, your guy should be bombing at the same time, or you should have pressure of some sort, so that way it's not just a little drive-by chipping of their medic, and then they might get this force. It looks like he might like eat a piece of spam and drop or force. But if you're gonna go for any play here where you know you're at giant disadvantage, your medic should be playing in this doorway. First of all, you and Parker should be right here, not playing up here. Just as an FYI. But the best ways to do this is just 2 or 4 players all sack onto the medic or onto some players as they're coming through a doorway, or while they're trying to get points. So you have like kind of 2 cues to pick when you want to just sell out for kills, force, whatever, and that's when they're getting through a choke point or when they're getting on. So his timing, like with doing that, was good because they just came through, but it's just not well coordinated. You're gonna get this force though, which is fine. Although if you all went at the same time, you definitely could have gotten that guy to drop or drop his players. And if they drop, and it doesn't always have to be a force when you have to do these sellout plays, because if you kill a lot of players or you get a couple kills in a force, then they have to think about if they're going to deny their players or if they're going to just cap as fast as possible. I love the instant recommit. That's really good. This is fantastic. Yep. Alright, now at this point you want to stop being greedy. You don't need to get any more kills. Use Uber, okay. Alright, you win this round, cool. Alright, cool. My bad, went a little fast there. Okay, your scout was ready for that guy, but I think you and your soldier should have switched spots where you're sitting on this little roof and he's waiting for that guy, since he just has to shoot the floor and you have to hit like a perfect meat shot as he's like flying at you. So maybe that's when you use your microphone and ask your roamer to sit right there instead of trying to do that as flank scout. Ideally, if this other dude doesn't follow him one time, you can just do a little double jump and then your soldier's fighting him while you're pinching him, but I'm very glad you recognize the pattern. All right. This is a situation where playing the height or helping house would be great, because right now you're kind of like risking your life, and you might be doing a positive damage trade and making space for your team, but the point's locked. You're playing right now. Oh, it just got unlocked. My bad. I didn't mean to flame you. No, that wasn't too bad. I couldn't hear the countdown.
Okay, bro, I was tearing up.
I flamed Parker for a second for playing the point when I had a lock on it, but it just unlocked.
Honestly, I mean, I probably wasn't even thinking about it that. So, like, I understand.
Well, yeah, you play very aggressive at the start of these, bro. But when I look at like most Pocket Scouts, or when I play Pocket Scout and Advanced, you're doing kind of jack all for the first little bit of the fight. I would sit here and dump a pistol clip or two just to see if I could get a couple hit sounds on their demo men unless there's like a scripted play that they would always do, where they'd always rush a house, right? Or they'd always fade bomb a soldier a certain way. Then I would just sit and prepare for that guy. Like I said, this is where I'd go fishing. My pocket soldier is my bait. Their flank is just the big fish that I want. They 2v1 my dude, and then I just zip around this corner with 185 and I get 2 kills. You know, at the expense of my my glorious soldier, who definitely hit a direct, or at least shot the floor a couple times before he died, serving his country. Y'all are not holding the doorway, and now they're gonna flood through. Your dude is behind, I think. Okay, never mind. He's not behind. He's like at the store. Hang on, let me bring this back. I want to see how this plays out a little bit. I want to see how that fight played out, and then why we didn't immediately go to a forward hold.
I died.
Okay, you're just a scout, bro. Like your team can still forward hold this right now.
I didn't make the call fast enough. I think they're just waiting for me to call it, and like they.
Well, okay, yeah, it would be nice you had some intuition and you didn't probably were like you were definitely thinking about your death, because if you weren't, you would be begging your team to forward hold right now. But even still, the forward hold should be happening. There should be a soldier here patting the fuck out of his DPM. Look at all these retards he could be shooting at. Sorry. Okay. And now your medic kind of doesn't have anyone, although it is a little bit on your medic to try and like walk towards that spot as if his soldier was there when he's clearly not. Okay, so you have to give that up. Unfortunate opportunity to forward hold gone. That's fine. Your roamer pushing behind when you're not forward holding was a kind of a big no-no, especially since you're on defense. You need to be very mindful of your medic before you even sit on top of the control point. Sitting on top of the control point is not as good as you
a
think it
roamer
is.
in this demo. Timofu is our pockets.
Oh, okay, sorry. So Timofu was
yeah.
like pushed behind and like died when you weren't forward holding, and dying on defense for not an amazing play is not good. But then what I was going to say to you is sitting on top of the point is not as good as you think, bro. And you definitely want to be a little bit more mindful of where your medic is before you ever do something as ballsy as that. Someone flooded through left house. Sorry. Alright. Did my game just crash? Hello?
No, it's good.
Oh, it's a pause. It's a pause. Okay.
Yeah. Someone started yelling at me. Pause. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, my bad, my bad. Alright, it would have been really good if you started walking left lane and take this exchange, because you now have a number advantage. I mean, your dude... Oh, your dude's already rolled out, yeah.
I wanted
Yeah,
to.
okay. That's a miscommunication. Well, okay. You should have realistically said you wanted to take an exchange when y'all were back here, right? But I know you probably said you wanted to take an exchange after you had that little damage trade on the left and when your medic already started taking some steps back. It is a little bit on your medic, but at the same time, if you're main calling for this team, you want to try and give stuff as ahead of time as possible, within reason, right? Don't be messaging your players to launch TF2 the day before to play your scrim.
Sometimes I have to.
Yeah, that's being a TL. Okay. If you guys don't know, this is guys behind. Oh, okay, no, your players do. Alright, cool. Alright, so your team having this advantage now with the house just makes your life a lot easier, and you should be like hugging this left lane. You do this so constantly where you like walk so deep that nobody can help you. At least if you're gonna walk deep, stay at least on the lane so that way somebody can bail you out. A miracle arrow or your medic or your demo can hit a pipe. But when you do the little circle around thing you do, you like break line up. Your teammates break like line of sight. I'm on spectator cam and it does that, right? And it's even worse when you're like on the floor, like right here too. Like they really can't fucking help you unless the demo just shoots like above the point and just blind death something like in the air. You dropped a couple people to get point, that's fine. You're just trying to run down the clock. Alright, yeah, okay. Yo, bro. You have the point. I know you have Uber charge. I know you're probably doing a lot of damage, but like you just have to kill time. That's all you have to do. And then you get dropped here, unfortunately. That's only a little bit on it. Okay, it's an exchange. It could be worse, but it's only a little bit on your meta because you are like preemptively like walking. Like ideally, you want to take aggressive Uber exchanges, but it's going to be like in this area or in this area. You're not trying to like walk past to these doorways or walk deep into them for that, because then you're isolating yourself. There's like a sweet spot of where you want that done, and then your medic risks not having enough time to leave. Okay, you're gonna be pushing point again. You're only down a player, that's fine. You instantly stabilize that. Cool. You guys are very insistent on playing left lane when you have a player on the right side. Try and take the path of least resistance. If you have a soldier right house that can help you spam and bail you out, or someone to even bait for this fight like this dude that's going to try and fight your soldier, you guys can play right lane. You don't have to like default to left lane because that's where your pocket soldier is supposed to be. Because if your pocket soldier doesn't have control over this house or he's just dead, there's no real point in doing this unless their demo's like hard holding right side and it's just easier to go left. Yeah, because then that would have been a perfect situation where you could have just had your demo being tanked right lane. Your pocket scout can like double jump up to here and then just help this guy the moment he like starts fighting him, and it makes your life a little bit easier. Oh, there's no scout with your medic. Oh, he lives. Wild, wild. Okay. You have a time lead now. This is good. Ubers are even. You have one player advantage. This would have been a perfect opportunity to get your flank buffed and take that right house and take right lane since you have nobody on left except for your pocket soldier solo rolling out slowly. Okay. You are rolling your demo. You don't have Uber yet. Okay. I hope you get this. Yeah, you get this Uber. Cool. You're not even using the Uber. And they're feeding players from that. That's fantastic. This is actually best case situation. All right, you're trying to forward hold. You're down a soldier, so you can only lightly hold. Yep, your soldier's sitting in the spot. That's great. Your demo turns his head for like 5 seconds too long, and then they get the flood through left. That's all right. That's all right. I would say even if you're not putting up traps, just carpeting them to buy yourself time might be good. I know you're gonna Uber into them, but I know this is maybe not be fantastic because you have no one else with you. Okay, well you get the medic. If you can get this other scout and leave, that'll be fine. All right, fantastic. You two get two at the Uber, and this guy fails to try and go behind. So you're gonna get even more time. You can set up a more proper forward hold. All right, this is looking insanely good for your team right now.
I feel like we're not properly doing this forward hold. Like, I mean, what's going on here? I feel like we.
What is your?
My soldiers are not top right.
Well, okay, you have one soldier that's playing it very loosely, which is, yeah, you should have top right. Like, there's two ways you can do this. You can have both your soldiers top right, have this, like, incredibly, like, lock tight at the vulnerability of just having this happen a little bit more frequently in this doorway not being held as tight. But as long as they're both holding this side, they shouldn't be able to slip into this smaller doorway as easily. Or you can have a soldier on each, which is what I like doing, having one pocket here and then or soldier here, beginning healing, the other one being right here, cross spamming. Because then this guy has the freedom to potentially go behind or to land on their team. Or if they're coming through this doorway, he can help spam this doorway. Because the moment their team is called
like
right here.
The stairs of main, you mean? Like a soldier is there?
Yeah, like a soldier's in the stairs of main and he's cross spamming right. Yeah. Oh, and then he can watch left. And this is something else too. When I don't know if your demo's microphone is very loud or not, but as soon as somebody is like starting to come through here, right, and he's buffed, or there's any indication that their combo might be here, there's got to be like an alarm bell or like a button he can press or something he can say, because everyone else except for like one soldier needs to immediately turn their attention to them. Granted, your medic is not going to cross over. He's just going to like walk to the staircase. He's not going to commit into their team or anything crazy like that. Because you guys are like focusing the spam and jumping them when they're all already out of the doorway. When in reality, this needs to be happening while they're in the doorway coming out. Like that initial soldier jumps past and calls his sticks. Demo needs to press that panic button, and then everyone needs to start spamming this. Well, everyone except one person that needs to watch this door.
And then nobody's there. Yeah.
Yep, and now they're about to flood the. Yep. Okay. So this is going to be the assignment here for which soldier gets to do what after a forward hold. If you're going to focus if you guys are going to do like hard pressure when they start coming in left, somebody has to be assigned to watch the store. You could even have this be your flank scout passive. You need eyeballs on this store. It's better for one of your soldiers, but let's say you really want to make their life hell coming out of this door, which is good. You need to have your flank scout be watching this door so you avoid stuff like this happening ever again. Yo! Oh, whatever. I mean, I knew something bad was going to happen, but the actual worst case situation was a little much. Damn, that might actually blow you the round. Okay. I would like to see, before you start edging point, prep work for houses. Like, because I feel like you and your both your scouts just have such the obsession of, I'm here, I need to go instantly play the point and start damage trading. There's other things you can put in place to make your life like 10 times easier, because if you're too fast, you're just going to feed, and if you're, it's almost hard to be too slow with edging the point sometimes, other than just being allergic to it, right? So if you want to let your soldiers get a little bit healthier, if you even want to peak, right, with your buff, right, you could, because you guys are rolling out through bottom right, and this guy's always playing so far forward, I don't want to say shove your beam and bring your medic, but like get a few buffed players and kick that guy out, bro. He didn't pay rent, man. Get him out. Or you can continue to play the game there, and then you have one less person spamming at you. Or if you get that kill, you have the option to send someone behind, or you have someone else to help you on that right side. Versus you're going instantly to the point when you have no advantage, no position, no damage. You can try and like work things a little bit better rather than just instantly hugging cap.
So I had to go AFK. My mom was in the hospital.
I hope she's doing better, bro. Yeah, and then you guys kind of get collapsed on because you have no left house control, and then the right house control is more like a right house fight. You save your medic's ass, though. You saved his medic's ass again, bro. Two for one, man. Oops. Okay, you knew they were gonna have you before you. Probably should have prepared for that a little bit better, but carpeted yourself off, but that's okay. Okay, maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. But just as a heads up, if Ubers are even, or even if there's a small add or disadd, they're going to change quite a bit when the person that you left with died to trade himself for 2 people so you can live. So just as a team situation and for you as a medic player, you should know that, hey, I'm not building. I'm literally walking by myself. You can almost think of that as like dead time. And then this is just desperation playing the point. Ideally, you would have had better target selection, but it would be like a miracle needed to win that. Maybe not a miracle, but just everything to go exactly right. The camera work is not fantastic, my bad. Alright, they're doing their same little shove here. Now you have 2 players playing the top right area. Yo, you are walking up right lane, damage trade, taking a negative damage trade while the point is locked. If you're if you can't like sit still for like the first little bit on Pocket Scout, go like initiate a house fight, right? But don't actually commit because you need to live, or like go damage trade with someone else, or go pistol somebody down like nicely from a distance. You gotta find something else to do other than trying to beeline at someone right off of the rip. Now, if you want to do that early before points unlock, that's fine, but you kind of have to like wait for their demo to either slip up or be too far forward, or your demo to do a little bit of damage to him, or for him to just be in like his medic to be separated from him like for an extended period of time. You can't just like off rip do that. You'd have to so consistently just hit every single shot to make some gameplay like that work, and even then you're still gonna soak so much heals from your demo man and make it a little bit harder for him to play the game. Wow, they are just all inning here. That's unlucky. Ideally, you guys would have left a little bit sooner, so this way they're not like cutting you off. You're kind of more like meeting them. But that's okay. You have kills. You can sell here, or you can try and get point. Okay, I already know this is not coordinated because your scout's about to be in, and then your soldiers have not like left the ground yet. Ideally, it would probably be better if you played point, because in this case, you are forcing them to come into you, or like you play point to start. You play point to start so that they have to like not sit next to the perfect spot, because this is what I was talking about. You sit here when you're at disadd, right? Or in this case, they're sitting there to counter your 4-man, just a safe spot for your medic to be. He's got a scout next to him, he's got a soldier behind him, and he has a demo sticking him off. This guy is not like forcing very easily. Even if this was a pubber, he's not forcing very easily, right? So you want to try and get a kill or try and get cap time to force them out of that position. And when it's really scrappy, you are not exactly the best initiator as a scout in that situation. So if anything, playing the cap, and or even if you're not going to play the cap, you're allergic, you just lurk, and then you're like, okay, we're going to like sell out for this, and then as soon as your soldier says I'm bombing, he leaves the ground, and the scout turns his mouse to look at him, and you are not going to be in his field of view. That's when you beeline in. You don't want to be the first person in.
Yeah.
Your other soldier re-jumping to try and cut him off is actually so smart. Wow. 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 All right. That's actually kind of clean. Their medic might be drooling, but wow, that was kind of clean. What a salvage. You get just a force handed to you because you decide to go cut him off. All right, they're now forward holding. Okay, so let's see how you guys do with breaking forward holds. You guys are going right? Okay, perfect. Don't worry about building when if they are forward holding, you know that. Just worry about your players getting buff, especially your soldiers that are going to be jumping through these doors to initiate for you. Speaking of which, I wonder where that guy is right now. Well, okay, actually, you don't. Oh, let's see what happens, man. Where does this go wrong? Okay. Too far back. Fast forward this a little bit. All right, cool. Your team's here. What happens? All right. You are like through the door before when you are playing on the flank, right? And you are trying to bust out of this. Forward holding or not forwarding. I guess you were a little deceived because they're hiding from you, right? But at the same time, when your teammates have the beam and they're going to be busting through a different doorway, you are not going to be the first one through. I want you to picture how this seems rational, right? And if I put it on your first person POV, it might even look rational. But I want you to imagine a similar situation where you have uber advantage and you're going into processed second and you are clearing IT with your roamer buddy instead of like doubling up on your medic, and you say, oh, they are not like holding this doorway close, their roamer must be like getting ready for a sec, I don't see him on my screen, I'm going to walk through. You would look at your POV or the SCV and say like, that's retarded, right? I wouldn't like do that. My combo is about to have uber and they're going through choke, right? I can just wait for them until they're through and then get through IT for free, maybe even shoot someone in the back. Him killing your other soldier too is actually just straight up unlucky, but you see my thought process here. What I'm trying to convey to you is that you're getting in too early as your flank there. And on another map where it's textbook, you would say that's retarded. But in this map, it looks a little bit more justified because it's King the Hill. It's a lot smaller. And it looked like it was okay, but in reality, just wait for your combo to say something. It might feel like you're baiting them. I promise you, you're not. It is actually so easy for them to like leave, but then they're like 250, 300 HP soldier decides he's had a terrible fucking day at work or school, bro, and he's just gonna go vigorously feed into lobby, bro, and then he just happens to find you being a little too close to the door. So, like, just I guess cool it on the brakes there, especially, and the same goes the other way too. If your combo's busting out through these two doorways, unless you already have a kill or something already going for you, you should not fly through this doorway before your combo's even peeking something. Now that does require for you and your combo to talk to each other or for your combo to announce that they're through. Alright, they have Uber. Let's see what the plan is. Where is your medic? Oh wait, never mind. I am retarded. Your medic died. This is so scattered. Your medic is rolling out, right? Granted, and he's rolling out to the wrong spot instead of domain, but like, you still have 3 players that could, like, you have your scout and both soldiers, and I guess kind of your demo that could still try to make something happen here, but it looks like you guys are just about to give this to them. Oh, never mind. I lied. I spoke way too soon. Alright, again, like, this situation... Oh, maybe you get the force? Okay, you're gonna get the force. That's good. Nice. Yeah, that was clean. That was clean. Okay, now that was asking much for you as a scout, though. So just as a heads up, it's like clear cut. If you put yourself into the air as a demo or a medic, or excuse me, Demo's a soldier. My bad. Long day. And their medic is just nowhere to be seen, or he just looks like he's in the most unkillable spot. Just land on something you think you can kill, or something you think you can get traded out for really easily. Because in this case, it's just about killing time. I know the 4-man, and then you might even hear the call all the time. Your scout or your demo or your medic might say, "Let's get the force." The force is not the main objective here. The force is just killing as much time off the clock as possible. If they're shiny, they're gonna let their Uber play out before they start capping. But if you do a 4-man sack and you kill multiple of them before even more than one of you dies, they're either going to use Uber anyway, or they might back up, wait for those players, and come back in, right? You're going to get that force either way. Or sometimes you might kill 2 or 3 people, not get the force. And that's okay, because then they have to decide, do I deny my own players, right? And then you guys get to fight with that advantage. Or do I wait for these players to respawn and then cap the point? You guys get all 6 players and you get more time off the cap. So it's a win-win for you either way in situations where like your 4-man might not get the medic. And that's not just for clear cut. That's very well for this map and for product. Any situation where just their medic is just going to be playing so gay, or like he's actually really good, or his pocket scout is just hugging him. Anything like that you might think might be hard to get a force out. See, this is risky. You know they're not forward holding because you can see, that they're all playing point. But obviously, the situation that happened before, where you're pushing out before your combo, could get pretty bad. That's a fine trade. Any trade on an offense is fine. You went way too fast behind as far as your soldier goes. Like I know what you wanted to do there, but you do have to have a decent amount of timing with that. Oh, wait, I want to see this. You guys went through right house. This might actually be a really genius play, and I might be stupid. Let's take a quick look. How good is this other team supposed to be, by the way?
Top 3.
We should be like even with them, around even.
Okay, so this is like
Anya.
top. This is like near the top of your division, and you're going even
Yes.
with them. Okay. Okay, this is a fantastic scrim then. Okay. You snag this kill. Your dude's gonna go behind instantly. He's gonna die to a sticky trap. Happens. You're still technically trading because you're on offense. You're going behind really fast, and your team's like not even through the store yet. If your team were to get the house or to get the point, and then they're drawing more eyes for you, and you go behind, because this guy's just cock watching you, and he's just gonna say, "Oh, the soldier's going behind," and then you can see exactly what they're doing. Now, this does buy a lot for your team because they get no resistance coming through here whatsoever. Now, this would be such a better Uber if you had a projectile with you, if you had your demo, or if you had a soldier here. So slowing down here might have been the better play, just so that you could have another person. And now you're just being straight greedy, and you pay for it. Yeah. Okay. And this is what I was talking about earlier. With you saw the opportunity to be like, okay, let's go into right house and then pop into their face because they're going to be sitting right in front of point. And you were right. But it doesn't just have to be when you have Uber advantage that you take advantage of something like that. Because when there's no Ubers in play, you and your other scout have the habit of just go straight to point. I have to start getting cap time, which is good. But you can also just work that without bringing your medic, of course. That same pressure there, or even have a fade bomb, or do a little damage trading, and then start playing point. And then, obviously, going through house with the Ubers is underrated and very good. So, if you see opportunities like that, you should take them. But please have a projectile with you. If your demo's not comfortable with taking that kind of Uber, have your soldier pogo in with you. It's okay to have a soldier on an Uber. It's not a detriment. You have Uber right. You need a projectile with you. You can't be a grand solo like that. Yeah, now you guys are at a huge time disadvantage here. Alright, great. You got a point. You got a kill. It's looking good. Got their demo kill. This is really good. They're giving you a lot of space. They're respecting you. Oh, whoops, my bad. This is the alarm bell right here. They're not even through the doorway, but if your demo man just says, we need to put all of our spam on the left side ASAP, this becomes like 10 times more successful. Look at all that like DPM potential. Oh, okay. That's actually great timing. Comedic timing, sorry. I spoke too soon. You can't really drop too many people for that though, if you know they have Uber charge, but you guys are... Okay, no, this is still very doable. Yo, yeah. You are risking your life so... You both are risking your life here so much just to, like, see if you can get a kill or poke a little damage. When it's a win fight, you just need to get point and win, man.
Yeah, my soldiers just spawned.
You-
My bad.
Yeah, like, but, like... Look. Bomb where? No clip into the skybox and land on those guys? You know those guys died earlier because you watched them die. You actually both watched them die when you backed up here and got Uber and then got these kills here. Like even
Yeah, I just
even if
rushed
you
it.
had soldiers, right? Even, let's say your soldiers were tier 6 and they got faster respawn times and they're right here. They're not going to be that healthy. Let's say they were even just slightly healthy. Why would you have them bomb to trade them out for maybe 1 or 2 people? Like if they were all 1 HP, right? Like your demo actually was frag movie, Habib hit a bunch of pipes. Maybe it's okay to take that risk because if you kill their medic, you can kill a bunch of time. But you two doing that was just absurd, like actually absurd. That your opportunity to gain back this time was lost because you guys kept pushing in a winning fight, and it wasn't as winning as you thought because it was a realistic 4v4. Scoreboard said 6v4, but as I showed you, your soldiers were rolling out. It's one of those very subtle awareness things where if you look up where you press tab, it might look like you're winning a lot harder, but you gotta keep in mind where your players actually are. You don't have to know exactly where they are. You don't need to GPS them, Life 360 them. You just need to know they're rolling out, they're getting packs, or they're present in the fight. Just a little indication of how useful they can be, like at that moment. I mean, to be fair, this was a really good game. Other than that, like last round where you just failed multiple attempts to push the point, this was like extremely balanced bagel game. Extremely balanced. Let me pull up the map real quick, and then I can go over a couple things. Is it RC10? I'm guessing.
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Scout, calling. Don't talk, just listen. I've got a job.
Eat my dust!
Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I think I muted myself for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a really good scrim, very even, right? Like I said, other than just a few, like that last round looked really bad, but that's just because you had multiple like opportunities to push the point that you dropped with either Uber advantage or number advantage. But if you had not dropped as many of those and did the same opportunities as you had previously, that would have been like a, I don't know, like a 3-2 win or 3-2 loss in your favor. Like honestly, like fantastic game. Big thing is when you're pushing point, there seems to not be enough emphasis on like what the game plan is. It's kind of just show up and do whatever is like you think is going to be all right. If you want to try and like milk an Uber, you need to play as such, and you need to just kind of just wean away at their health, right? Make them scared of your Uber and try to get cap time, right? So that way they're not just gonna like run all over you. If you're really intending to get kills with your Uber, right, you need to do what you did where you're running fast through house or like take your space and then try to beeline across point. You can do this fine, and then when you have Uber advantage pushes, it needs to be like a very team collaborative effort. On your Uber exchanges, you want to try and keep as many of them a little bit more aggressive than what you have been doing, because something that's not really being paid attention to, or it is, but it's just not being specifically thought about, is your house controls and post fights, especially when you're defending the point. If your Uber is quote unquote worse, but you can post up both of your soldiers and lawn chairs in each house for the post fight. It's not actually a worse Uber. You're just setting yourself up to more easily defend the point at the expense of like they're trying to end the Uber a little bit further into you. And if anything, you're testing their Pocket Scout greed and his ADHD brain to see how far he's going to chase your Pocket Scout and your medic before your team's demo or your team soldier just smacks that guy around with their projectiles. I went over this like 10 times. I'll do it an 11th time. You don't have to, like, when you're pushing the point, come out here, clear everything, and go immediately to the point. You can most certainly like have your soldier jump through off of this wall and then just try to poke and prod. And then at this point, you can see if their demo's close, and then if all that's fine, you just rotate back here. And then you're playing back with your team again, ready to edge point right here, like you've been doing. When you're edging point, try to be a little bit mindful of your houses, right? Because if you have left house control, which you normally should if you have your soldier there, playing here might be your best bet, right? And you can get decently aggressive. And you almost want to do, I don't want to say the opposite of what you did, but you don't want to like break line of sight here and like hug this piece of like the point right here. Because this kind of just makes it, so you can't do like a whole lot as like demo or pocket scout. It kind of inhibits you a little bit from just being like clear cut, if you know what I mean, where your demo can just, where it becomes a game of like how many carpets of stickies can you lay on the point and just leave sit there before somebody walks into it or finally clears it, right? And you're not trying to do that on this map. It's a lot more live. You're doing more damage trading. You're trying to catch people out. And it's okay if you have to like do like a little ebb and flow. You don't have to feel so attached to the point. You can hand it off to your demo. Your demo can hand it off to you after like carpeting a couple stickies down. And then you watch what they're doing too, right? Like if they're edging the point and they get a little bit like too much damage on you, not so much to kill you, don't feel the need like, oh, I have to stand my ground unless it's like overtime, right? Because you have to realize the point's going to change quickly. It caps fast, the respawn times are fast, so it's not like you have to be so hell-bent on holding it, like on clear cut almost, right? Where you would actually just throw bodies on it, carpet on it over and over and over again, etc. I will say for your demo men, something you can do, because a bad habit when I played demo men in main is I did not floor the point enough with stickies. It's not like a clear cut where you have to constantly be doing it, but if you just ammo management a little bit, right, where you can leave like even if it's just 2 stickies, right, 1 or 2 stickies on the floor to be slightly intimidating, or just so that you can have a little bit of lane control when your soldier can't like push it out for you, or even it's an empty house. Your scout can play around that fact, and it makes it so much easier, because then it acts as like a little barrier where it's like if their scout wants to chase your scout, right, that's edging the point past a certain point, they have to either waste their time and shoot your stickies, or they have to eat that damage. Spoiler, they should never be eating that damage, and if they do, your pocket scout's probably just going to eat that guy alive for being really retarded. When you're doing your 4-mans, I really think you guys should like implement more, or not even just 4-mans, but just cells, right? If you're selling for medic, just selling for kills or for point. Really would like to see you guys flood houses more, or like have people lurking, and then like I said, in that one situation where Parker just beeline through here, if you're not going to play point, you can sit right here. Just wait for your soldier to give you the call, and then you can start walking onto them. Or even better, you just sit right here, you chip away at them, and they have to come fight you, right? Because even though they have Uber and it's, you know, even numbers, they can't just sit there forever and spam you. They have a medic, and as long as you're not eating so much damage, right, you can keep edging the point. But you can really use that to your advantage to make them come out of like any safe corner or like this little barrier they set up. Your Ubers definitely need to be a lot less greedy. When you have a really good Uber or a decent fight, I'm very often catching your pocket scout and your soldier like being this far forward, like when you already had the point. Like you took an Uber push when you already had the point, or an exchange when you already had the point, and you're being insanely greedy for like that extra soldier kill or that extra like scout kill, right? And I'm not saying don't go for it. Don't be like extremely prudent, just be like, oh, I already have the points, so there's no reason for me to apply pressure or to do anything like that. But it's just being mindful of your surroundings, right? If they have 5 players alive and you are not 100% certain that your medic is with you or that you have other teammates with you, right, you should not go and try to face hug someone. You should not try and bomb someone. You should just be totally content with seeing if your little 30s will get you somewhere, or if doing a little fade jump, or just going for like some mid-range directs will knock you down that kill, rather than putting yourself in a spot where you're committing your life for it. Especially you as Pocket Scout, because when you decide that you are going to safely apply pressure to get a kill on someone that might be hurt, unless your flank scout is just the best wingman on the planet and just ready to pick up your medic the moment you like abandon him for a kill, he is now going to be leaving you without scout speed in a post fight or just any fight that doesn't go well. In addition, this will really bite you in the ass if you're taking an uber advantage push when they're close to getting uber, because then you'll be greedy on your uber advantage push. They will get uber and just counter pop right in your face, and you will get incinerated, your medic will get incinerated, your demo will get incinerated, and it will be all of y'all's fault for being greedy. You already had the point. There's no reason for you to get an extra demo kill, or excuse me, an extra soldier kill. A demo trade might not be that half bad, but again, your primary goal is to just tick down the clock. It's not to actually like kill everything. Your forward holds are pretty decent when you're set up for them. I would say, since you guys like, their team was just so hell-bent on pushing out right, which is fine. It's usually good. You should probably split your soldiers instead of putting 2 up here, so have one soldier play up here really close. Have your other soldier play like right here. I love cross spamming right here. And then as soon as they're coming through here, I can just walk out a few steps, spam this. Or my demo does a lot of damage, rocket jump, land on top of whoever's here. Or you can do a fade bomb if you really like feeling it, and then whatever soldiers is just planned here, right? Who's your pocket soldier? If your team is going to direct a spam, so let's say this soldier jumps from here to here, so that way you can get that double spam from your demo and your roamer or your other soldier right here. Then just make sure this guy has eyes here. This is actually better than watching this story because you can ideally with a rocket launcher stop people from crossing. But if you have a scout to do this, he can catch to see if someone's crossing, but he can't really like stop this guy. He just has to yell really loud and hope somebody doesn't ignore the dude that's gonna rocket jump through this doorway onto your team.
All right.
Everything else you guys did was pretty actually really good. You know, some basic things like when their medic is dead, please ball up around your medic a little bit more safely and quickly. If there's if there's a dude behind, right? It's a scrappy fight. You just need to make the call to go get that guy. Realistically speaking, because especially if you don't have point, if you don't have point and that guy goes behind and it's like a really scrappy fight, there's actually no reason for you to not turn around and kill him unless he's wasting your time, like just
On pocket scout?
jump mapping through spawn, not being like an actual threat. But if you have the point, right, it becomes a little bit trickier because you do need to still take time off the clock. And the moment all of you turn around to fight that guy, they're gonna instantly start capping. Just as if you're ever gonna go for someone behind, make sure it's more than one person, and then make sure your demo knows absolutely certain that you guys are sending people back for him, because if your demo is sitting up here in like the 6v4 or I guess the 6v5 while you have 2 people behind, he's just going to get his shit kicked in. It's like clear cut. If you send people but go behind, your demo needs to kind of play like more passive and baity and like carpeting the point. And it would also apply to this map, although on this map you don't carpet nearly as much as clear cut. This roof is also just, it's so easy for like spam to come across. It's so easy for their demo men to shoot you. I never saw any of their, well, I saw like their soldier occasionally get on there. It's okay to land on there for a rocket or two and they immediately get off because it's just so bad. The demo can just sticky you, the soldier can long range spam you. And then you even saw the one time where he was called there and this guy literally did this number on you and got you killed. That was wild. It's so easy to like shoot the people that are like on back point and back here if your demo man is like on his game. Okay, I did talk nonstop for probably a good bit of like 40-some minutes. So if anyone's awake and not bored and has a couple genuine questions, I can answer them.
Any questions?
Is it all?
I think I'm
I don't think you guys might have very many. I think I covered almost everything I could.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna have
was
to rewatch this
very
one in the morning, I think.
comprehensive.
Yeah, maybe we gotta get like an AI to transcribe what I say and then put it in like bullet points, so that way if you don't have time to just rewatch the whole video, you watch a little bit of it and then you just get the digestible points like right before you hop into your game, just so you know. just so you know like what's the most important to you. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, but just your teammates can then like pick out of it like, all right, I'm gonna really focus on like playing with my medic in these post fights, or I'm gonna really focus on not chasing at the end of my Ubers when we have the control point already. And I do make it sound like it's a really noob mistake, but like even good teams do that. They'll just see the opportunity for kills to be had or just for space to be taken, and then all of a sudden your team is down 3 because just something did not go the way you planned to be. But yeah, I would say you guys are in really good shape for Bagel if that's a top 3 team, and that game was pretty much dead even. You guys just realistically just your salvage control is fantastic as far as getting med kills when things go bad. Your pushes are just very staggered. Your focus fire and scrappy fights are pretty good. I would boil a lot of it down to just staggered pushes. Just you're not shooting the same things. Your scouts are beelining the point, and then there's just potentially not enough quality control when clearing for hiders and sticky traps and stuff. Their demo did get more than a few sticky trap kills every time you guys are like not breaking a forward hold, but like doing the thing that they were doing where they were just lightly, applying pressure and just letting you guys through the doors. So just please be careful for traps, especially if you're going through garage. There's just so many little blips and stuff for him to put stickies on.
All right.
I do have like a little question. So like like when both the scouts were like pushing concrete, you were like saying like just like chasing kills.
But like
when
at
we
the
had
end there,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like Parker calmed to like walk up on concrete. So like I kind of just like didn't really like want to just like bait like
No, it was my bad
especially
for
like
not being aware that my soldiers weren't here. So like
yeah, that's fair,
I
that's
should
fair.
just it's just a mistake. All right, yeah. That's the way
Okay,
it
I
is.
just
Well,
didn't know like because I also just walked up because like I knew Duke Clip was just gonna like follow you up there and like Duke Clip was just gonna be alone with demo. So it's more just like going with Duke Clip.
I just took a big risk and I shouldn't have taken it.
No, you're good.
it definitely
That's why
wasn't
it's a
worth it.
scrim, bro.
That's sure to scrim. Realistically speaking, good soldiers follow orders, right? So even if it's not unless it's just some wildly awful call and everyone knows it, you should probably follow it. To be fair, because
Yeah.
you can get away with not making like textbook plays or even taking unnecessary risks or even doing things that are textbook wrong.
I think I
If
assumed by the
everyone
time
is
I was recommitting that my soldiers would be up, and I was wrong. So like I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
your
realize how
awareness
long.
of like who
I
was
didn't realize.
alive on
Yeah,
that was like really bad. But
I didn't
even
realize.
then,
I
like
didn't realize how long their spawns were.
yeah, you're defending the point. Remember, your respawn times are longer. I
I
believe
think it
they
might
might have
help
only
to
captured
like
the point after like they pushed over to your side.
I was gonna say like I tend to do this like on scout, but like I feel like especially for like soldiers and stuff, like calling when you're like rolling out and stuff would like help with that.
That's true. Or okay, that might be a little asking for much, but just the simple "I'm up" or "I'm on the way," just like when you're getting there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean.
Something I would do sometimes if I was on a spawn wave with 1 or 2 other people. I'd just say you have spawners in this time, right?
Yeah,
Especially if you are like on 5 CP, if you were fighting your last or your second, those spawners are going to be quick. So when you say like, oh, you have spawners in 7 while you're holding your second or your last on most 5 CP maps, you're going to get your players pretty quickly. And you can say something similar for Bagel because it's. I was about to say commute again, like I'm driving to work. It's a short rollout compared to the other King of the Hill maps. I guess Product's also decently short, but not as short as Bagel. Because I know on Soldier you can do like little nice jumps to get you there quickly that you can't do on Product just because you're forced to like walk around a corner or walk to grass and stuff like that. Where like from the spawn door on Bagel you can do like a little pogo ramp slide up the left side of the lobby, and then on the right side you can do a pogo that puts you through garage. So you can spawn you can get pretty quick. You don't even have to be like insane at jumping to do them. If you are insane at jumping, that makes it even better. But unlike Product where there's no like ability to chain those jumps right outside your spawn door.
Okay.
Actually, let me look at those logs real quick from your game. Was that today, yesterday?
Today, yes.
Okay.
I can give you. I can send you the log in particular if you wanted.
Okay, I'm about to find it here in a second.
3-1.
Oh yeah, I found a 2-1 and then I found a 3-1. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go though. If anything important, I'll just watch the end of the video.
Oh yeah, you're good, man. You're good. I think that's why I recorded it too, because it is late. I came in and then obviously people got
No,
lives
you're
and
good,
school
bro.
and bullshit.
Appreciate the review though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know for a fact house gameplay was not a pinnacle part of that scrim because both roamers are fucking blowing out each other's teams, man. Holy. Both roamers have nearly 400 DPM a pop. Being able to go that unchecked in the King of the Hill map is on soldiers wild to think about. And I think you and your other scout Dylan's just left. That guy's gonna come to you. You don't have to go intercept that guy. That guy's going to come to you. He's clearly not sitting back and spamming if he's doing 380 DPM is definitely clearing the distance and landing on your entire team. And then obviously their scouts were about as oblivious to your roamer too, because that guy's landing on their entire team and doing nearly 400 DPM too. So if you held their soldier in check and then your roamer still got to dick around to do all of what he did, that would have made it a little bit of a landslide. Well, maybe not rolling them, but a lot of fights would have just gotten turned into your favor.
Roamer is the one that died a lot. Our pocket is the one that got all the damage.
Oh. Oh, okay, my bad. Your pocket soldier is 7% beam, bro. I always wanna put that out there. Are you sure we're talking about the same person? Because I was thinking about it earlier. Timofu's your pocket soldier,
Yes,
right?
he's
Or
the pocket soldier.
yeah, he played a lot of that game like a roamer, and your other soldier certainly is getting healed. So maybe maybe having your roles a little bit aligned might help a little bit. Not by a whole lot, because it's King of the Hill soldier at the end of the day. But
Also, that was Larry on soldier. He was subbing today. So like, he
oh,
doesn't play like
Blackout was
that.
Larry.
No, Timofu.
Oh, Timofu was Larry. Okay.
He just bombs, man.
Yeah, that I mistook him for your roamer on multiple occasions because I'm just like he's not forwarding, he's going behind their team. It's like, all right, man, how terrible.
All right, man.
All right, man.
Did you get the video, Placer? Yeah, just post it in VODs.